Okay, so in the last lecture of VLSI technology, that was the first lecture. Basically, we started our discussion about this subject. We talked about that what basically you are going to study in this subject, and that is basically the fabrication steps. That how basically any integrated circuit, that means an IC, is manufactured. Okay, so I told you about the basic steps and the basic thing, and I told you basically about the wafer, that in this first unit you are going to discuss that how the wafer is prepared, and I told you that the wafer is the thing which is basically nothing but the base onto which the integrated circuit will be fabricated. Okay, so we are discussing basically that how this wafer is manufactured in this first unit. Okay, and to understand that how this wafer is prepared, first of all you should be aware of that what is this wafer. It is basically made up of single crystal silicon. Generally, till date we are using silicon, which is the material which we use in industry. We will discuss that why basically we use silicon. Before that, the point is that the silicon is used as a single crystal structure. So first of all, we have to obtain single crystal structure, and then we will obtain the wafers of that single crystal structure. Okay, and I told you in the last lecture that we first must be aware of the point that what is a crystal structure, which type of crystal structure, and what are the different type of defects which are possible, which may appear in this, in the lattice. Okay, so first thing is the crystal structure. First of all, as far as crystal is concerned, you all know that what is crystal. What is crystal state? There is solid state, liquid state, right, and gaseous state. Now, where this crystal belongs, you know what basically a crystal is. Crystal is nothing but a, is having some periodical arrangement inside the lattice of the atoms. You know that, right? It is what we are expecting, that you know what is crystal structure. What I want to tell you here is that since we are going to use silicon, we are going to use silicon. We basically use silicon in fabrication industry to manufacture the integrated circuit to fabricate this wafer. Okay, so we must first be aware of that which type of structure this silicon is having. Okay, so first point is about the silicon structure. You can see from this diagram, silicon has the basic diamond crystal structure, and diamond crystal structure is basically, you can see here in this diagram, that two merged face centered cubic. FCC is face centered cubic. Two merged face centered cubic cells offset by a by 4 distance in x, y, and z. So just try to visualize this diagram by your own. That means one face centered cubic cell and another face centered cubic cell offset by a by 4 are merged together. Okay, and this is what in cubical form you can see here in the slide, that how basically atoms are arranged in the lattice. Okay, you can visualize again with the help of one more diagram. FCC diamond structure. I hope this diagram will clear and will help you in analyzing and visualizing basically that how basically crystals are arranged into the cubical structure inside this, right? Face centered cubic diamond structure. The point need to be discussed is crystal defect. Crystal defect basically, we said that crystal has a fixed structure, right? If a crystal follows a particular structure, right? If a crystal follows a particular structure periodically, then it is known as single crystal silicon, because single crystal structure it is following. While if it is not following a particular structure but a set, right, and they are repeated, then it becomes polycrystalline structure, right, or multicrystalline structure, and none of the case means it becomes amorphous. Okay, we are interested only in single crystal silicon. single crystal structure we want. Now the point is that if we are obtaining single crystal structure, which type of defects may appear in this structure, and then we will be able, when we will be able to understand what are the defects which are possible, then only we will be able to understand that what will be the effect of those defects. Okay, so this diagram is showing you some of the defects in the structure, like silicon atom. These black circles are simply the arrangement of silicon atoms in the lattice. Okay, and see, silicon interstitial basically is showing you a silicon atom which is not in that particular fixed periodical structure form, right? They are arranged like this, but one atom is arranged somehow in between, so it is known as interstitial, silicon interstitial defect. And if any other impurity atom, any other type of atom which is not silicon but which is here inside the silicon crystal, okay, then that is known as impurity, and it is known as impurity in interstitial side because it is not into the structure exactly at the position as per the periodical structure, but somewhere in between of the atoms. That is why it is interstitial side, it is silicon interstitial side, and it is impurity in interstitial side. I hope this should be clear. Then silicon atoms impurity on substitutional side means basically a silicon atom basically is replaced by some impurity atom. So impurity comes substituted, and so here we are expecting that here it should be silicon, but here it is any other impurity atom. The Frankel defect is that it should be here, but has moved from its position and has taken some other place, which should not be as per the structure we are expecting. And a vacancy or Schottky defect is the defect termed when there is a vacancy created. That means here we are expecting there here it should be a silicon atom, but here is no silicon atom, and even then bonding with the, because of the bonding with near other atoms, the structure is maintained. That is why vacancy is still there but structure is maintained because of the force with other three near atoms, neighbor atoms, right? So these are the possible defects. Basically these are in one dimension, right? That is why this is known as, they are known as point defects. They are at one point only. Point defect basically what we have discussed is vacancy defect. That means a vacancy is created, even the structure is maintained. That is why it is known as the vacancy defect. That is what we have just discussed. Similarly we have discussed another point, that is interstitial defect. That means a atom is there at interstitial side from outside. Okay, it may be the silicon atom, or that it becomes silicon interstitial, or it may be any other impurity atom that it becomes interstitial defect because of impurity, right? And Frankel defect, we have also discussed Frankel defect. That is atom leaves its position, even then the structure is maintained and it comes somewhere in between. Okay, and we have also discussed the vacancy defect. Okay, this is all what is at one particular location. That is why it is known as point defect. Okay, now if there is a defect in one dimension, complete one line, then it becomes a line defect instead of a point defect. Okay, so you can see this diagram. This is line defect. In line defect, basically you see the structure. The structure is as it is from here, 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 completely same. But from this point onwards, see, in the middle, the atom here should make a bond with atom, some with some more atom here in between. Okay, and the atom here should again take a bond with a atom in between of the two, but there is no atom in between. So the line is coming up to this point only, and there is a line gap, and directly this atom is attached with this atom. This atom is attached with this atom, and so on. So a line gap is there. This is known as simply a line defect. I hope this is simple in itself. That what basically the line defect, that means structure is maintained, periodical structure is maintained as it was, but there is a defect that one line disappears. Even force of attraction is there between the atoms, and so it has attached to the next atom. Okay, similarly, instead of line defect, we can visualize, we can think in two dimension, and that becomes the surface defect. Similarly, we can think in the three dimension, and that defect will be volume defect. So this is how basically we define that which type of defect may occur. So we can say that defect may occur in one dimension, so it will be point defect, or it will be line defect. If the defect occurs in two dimension, it will be surface defect. If defect will occur in three dimension, it will become the volume defect. And if you are able to visualize the defect now, you will be able to understand that what will be the effect of these defects later on when we will be able to manufacture the IC. Okay, when you will study further, you will be able to understand that which type of effect will appear and what will be the fault, which type of fault will occur due to these defect, due to the effect of these defect. Okay. One more point you should think about the crystal plane. You might have studied it in your earlier course. I am just recapitulating this point is that 100 crystal plane is basically when it is in x axis it is at 1, while for y and z it is 0. So this will be a plane as 100 plane, while if it is facing a distance of 1 in x axis as well as 1 in y axis, then this plane is basically your 110 plane. And if in all directions from x, y and z it is having a distance of 1, then it will become a 111 plane. So this needs to be clear in your mind that which type of planes are there and what are the Miller indices. You must revise these basic points because these are required to understand from the point of view that when we are making a crystal single crystal silicon structure, which type of plane is there and what will be the advantage and which type of structure will be better. Okay, so this is about the Miller indices you should study, and we can proceed further as per the syllabus. According to the syllabus, the point of study is the crystal growth process. So we will come to that point later in the next lecture, that means the crystal growth process.